We tend to think of spring as allergy season, but with the official start of summer right around the corner, a lot of people are dealing with allergies right now. We want to bring in an expert on this. Dr. Purvi Parikh, an immunologist for the Allergy and Asthma Network, is with us this morning. Doctor, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what are some of the specific summer allergy triggers and how can they be avoided?
Right. So, people don't realize there's still pollen in the air in the summertime. There's grass pollens that are residual from springtime. And then summer also has its own pollens of weeds and ragweeds. And if you're someone who's allergic to that, you can react to it. And then people also forget because of the heat and humidity, dust mites are on the rise. Mold has more exposure to people as well. So good ways to avoid it is one, controlling those triggers. Interestingly enough, masks that help with COVID-19 can also help you if you are someone who suffers a lot from allergies outside of medication use.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, aside from locking ourselves in the house and walking around with a mask all the time, how can we avoid these?
Right. So the peak pollen times are early in the morning. So generally, I advise people to keep your windows closed early morning. If you're someone who exercises outdoors, try to do it in the afternoon or evening. And then you can also, inside your home, mitigate dust mite issues, meaning getting those dust mite covers, make sure things are cleaned frequently. You can get a dehumidifier or an air purifier to help with those indoor allergens. And outside of that, if you're someone who suffers frequently, it is a good idea to touch base with an allergist, because then there's a whole host of other treatments so you don't have to be miserable.
Well, I'm going to ask the allergist. I'm fortunate. I grew up here, so I don't get the allergies as badly as some people, like my partner here, who gets horrible allergies, spring, summertime. But they grew up somewhere else, and they're maybe used to different conditions. So I guess I have a dumb question for you. I'm going to ask the allergist, can moving to a different place aggravate your conditions?
Absolutely. And that's how allergies develop. If you've moved to a new environment, it won't happen right away. But after a few years of living there, you can develop what we call hypersensitivity or an allergy to that environment. So pollens that are unique to there and other allergens that are there.
Interesting. Okay, so when it comes on, what are the best natural allergy treatments, or what would you recommend for over-the-counter?
Right. So, starting with the over-the-counter, long-acting antihistamines like Allegra, Zyrtec, Claritin are great because they last for 24 hours. They have less side effects than something like maybe Benadryl. Also, a lot of the nasal sprays are very good, like Flonase and Nasacort. I would be careful with decongestants like Afrin or Sudafed, because they make you feel good short term, but can have long-term consequences and can even make things worse. In terms of natural treatments, actually, allergists use the actual allergen itself to desensitize people. So every day I give dilute doses to my patients to actually make them stop being allergic over time. So that's the most natural and best long-term solution, but it won't work immediately for this allergy season. It will help you for next year. So allergy shots or those sublingual drops that people speak of. But outside of that, you just really have to avoid your triggers, keep your environment clean. Sometimes those saline rinses or inhaling steam can help. But a lot of times you will need help from medications.
So, people are traveling a lot more right now in this age of COVID. I mean, alongside allergy issues, what should folks be aware of as they travel this summer?
Right. So make sure wherever you're going, if you're someone who suffers from allergies, that you have enough of your allergy medication with you. People forget that asthma is also triggered by allergies. So if you're an asthmatic, and make sure you have your appropriate medications with you, because different environments people react differently to. And then people always forget about food allergies, and that's a big deal with travel. If you're someone who suffers from food allergies, you want to make sure you call ahead and make sure that certain measures are in place so you're not exposed accidentally to that allergen, and you take your emergency medications with you.
That's some valuable information. Dr. Purvi Parikh with the Allergy and Asthma Network. Thank you so much.
Thank you.